Hey guys, this is just a quick introduction to density, which is our next topic. So the first thing is, why do we want to know about density? Density is a concept that you guys will study in 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, and it helps explain a lot of things that happen around us in the world. Here's a few examples. Density is what creates ocean currents. It helps cause weather patterns. It makes things sink or float in water. It allows you to get oxygen into your bloodstream, and it also allows your cells to get sugar. The definition of density is that it's a relationship between mass and volume. Density could also be thought of how tightly or loosely packed molecules are in a substance. So if you look at these two cylinders, the cylinder on the left has 6 red circles. Let's just call those molecules. The cylinder on the right has quite a few more, so we would say the cylinder on the left is less dense than the cylinder on the right. One of these may float in water and the other may sink in water. So how do you find the density of something? You need to know the mass and volume because density is a relationship between mass and volume. So we'll be using a triple beam balance to measure the mass and a graduated cylinder to measure the volume of the substance. There's an equation that helps explain this relationship between mass and volume, and that equation is density equals mass divided by volume. You could write it this way, or you could write it mass over volume. Both would tell you the same thing. So let's try a sample problem. Let's say this box has a mass of 15 grams and a volume of 10 cubic centimeters. If we use our equation, density equals mass divided by volume, we would get D equals 15 grams divided by 10 cubic centimeters. And then after we do the math, we get a density of 1.5 grams per cubic centimeter. And this means that for every cubic centimeter, there is 1.5 grams of mass. Now let's try sample problem 2. Let's say this ball has a mass of 25 grams and a volume of 15 cubic centimeters. Please pause the video and try to calculate the density of this sphere. If you use the density equation, D equals m divided by V, or mass divided by volume, you would have D equals 25 grams divided by 15 cubic centimeters. And then after you calculate that, you get 1.67 grams per cubic centimeter. This means that for every cubic centimeter, there is 1.67 grams of mass. So just a really brief summary of what we talked about so far. This was just an introduction to density to learn how to calculate density. You need to know the mass and the volume in order to calculate the density of an object. Later, we'll be looking at the complex ideas of density and do some really fun experiments to learn more about density.